Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for your heated flow. So for this flow, stay true to the heat and create some heat throughout the body with some different holding postures, pulsing postures, but mainly targeting full body. So to begin, we'll go ahead and lay down on your mat. Lengthen out the legs. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath, opening up the heart. Rest your hands down by your side body and just take a moment for a full body scan. Take a moment to tune in and notice how you feel. And just keep an even, steady breath. And relax the toes, relax the fingers. Relax between your brows, your core, your glutes. Just let it all melt into your mat. Yoga is such a beautiful opportunity to show up for yourself, connect your body, mind, and soul, work on your breathing. Just take one more moment to truly embrace this stillness. And from here, point your toes to the front of your mat, hands back behind, one deep long body stretch. And exhale, hug your knees into your chest, bring your forehead to your knees for that quick little cervical spine release. And inhale, lower the head back down, hands to the tops of your knees, big toes to touch. And open up those knees to all four corners of the room. One more circle, bringing the knees back to center and gently switching directions. Either a push or a pull away from your center. Just notice that subtle change. We're also using our hip flexors here. So it's one muscle that sometimes goes overlooked, but we use it for walking, going up and down the stairs, bending, squatting. And one more circle, bring the knees back to center. From here, lengthen the left leg long, hug your right knee into your chest, point and flex the toes, roll out through that ankle. Just still waking up the body. And we'll take a supine twist. On your exhale, bring your right knee across your left side. Right arm opens up, gaze follows. And from here, just really explore where you have your knee. Oftentimes we keep it at that 90-degree angle, but if you pull it away, you're kind of feeling it more in your lumbar spine, so that lower back, that's where you're having more of the focus of the twist. And if you bring that knee closer to the shoulder, you can feel it really coming into the center of the back along the rib cage, in your thoracics area. So it's often nice to explore where that leg and that knee is aligned for a little bit different of an opening. And inhale, come back, unravel, hug that right knee back to your chest. And we'll switch, lengthen the right leg. Exhale, hug your left knee into your chest. Give it a nice little squeeze. And again, work through that ankle and toe on this side. And on your exhale, supine twist. Bring that left knee over the right. Left arm reaches outside. Gaze follows. Okay. And inhale, unravel, hug that left knee back to the center and lengthen it to meet the right. Again, one deep, long body stretch. Take the arms back behind. And from here, we'll do a crunch up, keeping the arms overhead, using our core to lift up. So inhale, coming up, straight up, reach high, and exhale into a fold. We'll kind of take that into a series, but for this first one, we'll just hold this nice little stretch. Make sure the hamstrings are awake before we take that pencil straight up, crunch, and then fold down. From here, on our inhale, take our hands high above in prayer, and exhale, lower down vertebra by vertebra until our shoulders and head, and then arms are the last to reach back. And we'll take that power, flex the toes towards you, engage the back of the leg. On your inhale, bring yourself up into that high crunch, and exhale, tap the toes. Come back, inhale, exhale, lower. Take this 2 more times. Inhale with strength, bring yourself up. Exhale, fold to your Paschimottanasana. Inhale comes back, and exhale, lower down. Inhale with strength and power, rise up, and exhale, tap the toes. And inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower. This is our last time. Inhale with power, rise up, and exhale, drop to tap the toes. From here, cross your ankles in front, roll into your box. Shoulders stack over hips, hips stack over knees. And from here, we'll shift our weight forward, opening up our core, lower down slow. And inhale into your baby cobra. Roll those shoulder blades back and away. Engage the lumbar spine. And next breath, next inhale, press yourself up a bit higher, opening up through the core. Still can have a gentle bend in those elbows. Look over your right shoulder for a gentle twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, look over the left shoulder. Inhale, come back. From here, press yourself back into your wide leg child pose. Just a nice little counter for your lumbar spine. Halfway lift, inhale, just bring that head high, and on your exhale, walk your hands over to the right, left hand places on the left. Just taking gentle twists in your child's pose. Say hello to that left shoulder. Inhale, come back through center. And exhale, take this over to the left, placing your right hand on top and rest your head down. And inhale back through center. Exhale, rise into your box. We'll move into some cat-cows, working through the spine. Inhale, belly sinks down, shoulder blades roll back and away, opening up the chest and heart. Exhale, curl navel to spine. Shift the top of the spine towards the ceiling and gentle shift in towards the fingers into your cat. And just flow with your breath. Moving through the spine, bringing some suppleness, energy through. Following and working through your breath. And we'll take 2 more each, so 2 more breaths. And last one. Coming back to our neutral spine. On your inhale, lengthen your right leg long. Toes point down. And on your exhale, we'll swing our right leg to the side as best as possible. Go ahead and drop that down. And shift your weight back, really opening up the inner thigh here. So we still have that child pose leg on our left and our right leg is extended out, perpendicular to our mat. Inhale, rise up. Re-lengthen that leg, engage the outer hip, and then extend it back long to your 3-legged box. From here, curl those left toes. See if you can lift yourself up into your 3-legged down dog. It's okay if you have to drop those right toes to get yourself up. And exhale, right knee, right elbow, shifting your weight forward. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, cross it over from here. Reach it to the side, drop your hips down. So you should feel a nice little stretch in that outer hip. If this is too much, you can just drop the hips. Bend your right knee. Towards your left wrist for a gentler stretch. Otherwise, you can stay high. This also engages some strength into your wrists and hands. Inhale, lift back up. Re-extend that right leg to your 3-legged down dog. Exhale, drop down into your down dog. Chaturanga Dandasana. We'll shift your weight forward. Inhale. Exhale, lower slow. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Keep the knees high or drop them down. And exhale, shift this back into your wide leg child pose. On your inhale, lift your right arm high. Exhale, with your palm facing up towards the ceiling, leave it under your left and drop down. Inhale, unravel, reach that right arm high. Exhale, drop it to meet the left. Inhale, lift the left. And exhale, palm facing up, weave it underneath the right. Walk it as far as you can and drop down, opening up the outside of your left shoulder. On your inhale, lift yourself up, unravel that left arm, bring it to meet the right. And on your exhale, rise into your box. Shoulders stack over wrists, hip stack over knees. We'll take this series on the left side. So from here on your inhale, lengthen your left leg long. Three-legged box, toes point down, engaging your core. And exhale, swing your left leg as far as you can, engaging that outer hip, and then drop those toes down. And exhale, sink the sit bones towards your right heel for a nice little stretch of your inner thigh on the left side. And your next inhale, slowly walk your hands back towards your box position with and engaging the outer hip. With strength, lift that left leg and then extend it back long to your three-legged box. One more power move, curl those right toes, lift up the right knee, and exhale, press back into your three-legged downward facing dog. And on your exhale, left knee shifts to left elbow. Inhale, reach back long. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cross it over to your opposite knee. Extend that left leg through and drop the hips down. Option to stay high. Bend that left knee, drop the hips entirely. You find where you can really get a nice stretch here, but you're not gritting your teeth to hold yourself. It's a fantastic stretch for our IT band and our outer hip. One more breath. Inhale, lift up the hips. Extend that left leg long. And exhale, drop down into your downward facing. We'll take our high to low push-up. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower slow. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Last time we exhale into our child's pose. Just take a moment here, gather yourself. Forehead presses firmly into your mat. Now with some energy circling through your body as you're holding this stretch, take a moment to set your intention. Oftentimes we set our intention when we're fully calm and not quite warmed up. And other times we set it at the end of practice, just more as a thankfulness and a gratitude. But after we have this energy circulating, where does your mind wander? Where do you need to remind yourself to go on your practice? Take about a couple more breaths to really center yourself and connect with that intention. Allow your third eye center to press deeply into your mat, your guiding force and your intuition. And on your next inhale, slowly begin to rise up to that box. Shift your weight forward and exhale, curl the toes, step back and away into your downward facing dog. It's not our first, but it is one that will hold, so just take a moment to tune inward on how you feel. And we'll move through some sun salutations. On your inhale, bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, walk, float, or jump to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, straight, strong spine. Exhale, fold, deep forward fold, chest and thighs connect. Option to take a ragdoll here, grabbing the opposite elbows and swaying side to side. If a shoulder rinse is calling to you, interlace your fingers at your sacrum and bring those bounded hands forward. Or just finger paint in your mat, swaying side to side. Anytime our head is below our heart, we're really truly letting go tension and anxiety in the body, so honoring that here. One more breath. And on a slow inhale, come on up, rise high, hands reach high overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. All the way down by our side body. Make this standing posture nice and strong. Roll those shoulder blades back and away. Engage the core. Gentle lift of the kneecaps so the quads become active. You've active yogi toes. They're lifting up off your mat towards your shins. Engaging proper posture, making sure that our chin is stacked over our pelvis. So we're not leaning forward, we're not dipping back and really engaging and dipping into that lumbar spine. We're nice and strong. Just notice the subtle strength of this posture and within your body. And inhale, take the hands high, reach towards the sky. Exhale, fold, deep forward fold, chest and thighs connect. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, walk, float, or jump to the back of your mat into your plank. Option to take your high to low, shifting with your breath. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, down dog. Last sun salutation. Inhale, bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, walk, float, or jump to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. From here, on your inhale, take your hands high, reach towards the sky. Exhale, prayer hands through heart center, all the way down by our side body. Tap into that posture, that strength of this posture. Inhale, take the hands high. Exhale, fold, deep forward fold, chest and thighs connect. Halfway lift, inhale. Try to step that opposite foot back first into your plank, and then flow with your breath either into your chaturanga dandasana or downward facing dog. And exhale into your down dog. On your inhale, lengthen your right leg long. Exhale, knee to elbow, shift that weight forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cross it over, knee to opposite elbow. Inhale, back long. And exhale, step your right foot to the top of your mat. Inhale, rise into your crescent so you stay on those back toes. Make sure as best as possible that back heel is stacked over the toes. Hips are nice and square, and then add the arms high. On your exhale, left hand comes down to the inside of your right foot, right arm high. If you have a block, you're welcome to reach and grab that just for a little more height to reach your hand down towards the inner ankle. Keeping this revolved with our right hand, using our obliques, we'll lift ourselves up into our revolved crescent. Gaze is at that right back thumb. And exhale, cartwheel your hands down, frame the right toes step back. Option to take another high to low, flowing with your breath, tuning into your body, and meeting in down dog. On an exhale. On your inhale, lengthen your left leg long. Exhale, knee to elbow, shift that weight forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach. Cross it over, exhale. Inhale, back long. Next exhale, step it to the top of your mat, and inhale, rise into your crescent. Add the arms once you feel as though you're nice and synced into a proper crescent stance as best as possible. Most importantly, just strengthening the quads. So if you feel it there, you're in the perfect position. Exhale, right hand down on the inside of the left ankle. Option again for that block, just to give it a little height. As you drop your right hand down, lift the left, and gaze follows up at that left hand. With strength, exhale, take your left arm to the back of the room, revolved crescent, keep that chest open, arms expand. Nice job, and from here, exhale, cartwheel the hands down, frame the left toes step back, take your high to low, flowing with your 3 breaths or meeting in down dog. And exhale, down dog. On your exhale, walk your hands back towards your toes, using the strength of your arms. Once you get to your toes, halfway lift, inhale, straight strong spine, and then exhale, fold back down. Deep forward fold. Uttanasana, chest and thighs connect. Inhale with a flat back, slowly come up. Tucking the pelvis, shoulder blades roll back and away, vertebra by vertebra until you're standing. Inhale, gather the energy in the room, hands high. Lift up onto those toes. Exhale, hands towards your heart center, hanging here. With our toes lifted, we're gonna bend the knees and slowly come down. All the way down to our sit bones are on our heels. And then we'll drop our knees. As you're coming down, if at any point you need to grab a block or to take your hands to guide yourself the rest of the way, it's perfectly fine. Once we're hanging on our toes, we're gonna open up that fascia. Again, you can take a block in front, to balance and counter some of that weight that's directly down on your heels and our toes as you're seated. Just take a moment to embrace our toes, the fascia in the back of our feet, all the work that they do, just giving those muscles some attention and love. One of my favorite yoga instructors growing up, I had one of his DVDs, and he would always say that there is no gym machine in any gym that works the toes, yet they do, and our feet do so much for us. So just taking one more breath, honoring that. One little challenge here, without falling, and just embracing where our body goes. Try to lift your knees up without using your hands. And then from here, plant the hands down, we'll lift ourselves into our forward fold, releasing the back of the hamstrings, releasing the feet. Halfway lift, inhale. From here on our exhale, just turn the toes to the long side of our mat. Exhale, plant your hands down in front of those toes. Extend that left leg to the long side. Extend it out. And exhale, drop down to your right knee. Hovering on your toes on the right side if that feels okay. Turning the left toes to face up towards the ceiling. Just opening up the inner thighs. From here, we'll move into a strength posture, moving through. So you can take your hands at heart center, or you can have your hands to guide you along the side. So from here, we'll plant our left foot down. Using strength, we'll come through that short goddess position to the other side, resting our sit bones on that left heel, and then you can turn for more of an opening and a stretch on the inner thighs. Turn those right toes to face the ceiling. And we'll do that 2 more times. So planting the right foot down just to grab a hold. Lift yourself up using the strength of the inner thighs. You'll squeeze yourself up and then roll to that right. So from here, if you're using your hands, you're just walking yourself over, bending, and just saying hello to the joints. It's much more joint mobility than using the strength of the inner thighs. Both are fantastic for you. And one more time, however you choose. So curl yourself over to the left toes. Lift the right, nice little stretch again in that inner right thigh. From here, take your hands in front of the left toes as best as possible. Bring the right toes to face where we were before. Turn our toes to the front of our mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, take the hands high. Exhale, fold through, just coming through a sun salutation. And halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, walk, float, or jump to the back of your mat. Take your high to low. Flowing through and pressing back into your downward facing dog. From here, shift your weight forward, drop those knees down. Perfect opportunity to either come into a child's pose, hold your down dog, get some water. Take 3 breaths to truly recenter yourself. And we'll all meet in our down dog for the next part of our series where we're connecting a lot of what we just did and building into a little bit more of a strength final posture. So once you're nice and replenished, you're reconnecting with that intention. We'll meet in our down dog. And from your down dog, on your inhale, lift your right leg long. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, shift that weight forward. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach. Cross it over on that exhale. Back long, inhale. And exhale, crescent. Step your right foot to the top of your mat and inhale, make your way up to your crescent lunge. On your exhale, left hand plants down, right arm high. Exhale, lift up, revolved crescent. Gaze is at that back right thumb as best as possible. Squeezing and engaging those inner thighs. Exhale, left hand plants back down. From here, roll on the lateral edge of your left foot, moving into your side plank. Option to drop that left knee. Right arm reaches high. And briefly, with that knee bent or in and holding your side plank, lift up your right leg briefly, bend it back behind, drop that right foot back behind you, bend your left knee so your feet are pointing the short side of your mat. Go ahead and drop those hips down. You need to realign your left arm back behind into the center. Right arm reaches between those knees, and inhale, we'll lift up into a baby back bend, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. All the way down to your sit bones or on the mat. Extend your legs out in front of you. Give a nice little shake. We'll take our Paschimottanasana. Inhale, peace fingers high. Exhale, fold. Peace fingers to those big toes, just opening up the hamstrings. Face a different direction of our mats. Inhale, halfway lift. Shake out those legs. Then we'll cross the ankles in front of us. Roll through into our box. And curl our toes and make our way to our downward facing dog. Taking this on the left side, inhale, lengthen your left leg long. Exhale, knee to elbow, shift that weight forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach. Cross it over, exhale. Inhale, back long. And exhale, step your left foot to the top of your mat, rising into your crescent lunge. Changing views, changing our perspective. Oftentimes in yoga, I feel like we always want to face one direction, and there's a comfort zone with that. So changing it up, tuning in. If you're not facing the camera, just tuning into where your body wants to flow. And hopefully my cues are good enough to guide you. You don't always have to look. So on our exhale, right hand down, left arm high. Coming into our revolved crescent from here with strength. Exhale, lift your chest up. Left arm reaches to the back. Gaze follows, right arm reaches forward, opening through the chest and shoulders. Exhale, your right arm down, left arm high. Roll on the lateral edge of that back right foot. Bring the left leg on top. Option to keep that right knee on the ground for a little bit more stability in your side plank. Whatever you're working on, just tune into that intention and tune into your breath. Lift up that left leg briefly, bend that knee, drop the left foot back behind, bend the right knee in. Go ahead and sit those sit bones down just to readjust your right hand, get some weight off of it. The left arm is in between the knees, your toes are pointing to the short side, so we're working on that baby back bend, our baby bridge. On your inhale, lift the sit bones up, hips towards the ceiling, left arm back behind. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower to a hover. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower all the way down. Reach the legs out in front, give a nice little shake. From here, we'll open up the arms. Give yourself a nice little bear hug first. And hooking your left arm into your right shoulder, bring the left arm across your body for a nice little opening on the outside of the shoulder. Opening up the arms, nice little bear hug again. And we'll take this on the other side, bending that left elbow in, reach the right arm through, hooking it with your left elbow, squeezing in your right arm, nice little shoulder stretch. And from here, release the arms. You can swing them across the body, a nice little bear hug. And we'll take the arms to our side, cross our ankles in front, roll into a box, and then shift back into your downward facing dog. On your exhale, walk your hands towards your toes. Halfway lift when you get there. And exhale, forward fold. Like a loose ragdoll, taking your hands in front of your toes. Slowly roll up vertebra by vertebra. Should feel like a nice little massage. As you roll up, head and shoulders are the last to stack on top. Inhale, take the hands high. Rise up onto those toes. Exhale, hands to heart center. Still on those toes. One more opportunity to slowly come down. Grab a hold of the ground if you need, or a block. With balancing on those toes, go ahead and drop those knees. One more time to really open up the fascia. So I'm all about subtly balancing the body. So if you remember last time, we actually just stepped our left leg out. This time we're going to step our right leg. So I'll flip myself around, but to start I will not be facing you. But just those subtle things throughout yoga you might notice as your body comes back in harmony. It's a little out of whack, and then you bring it back when you work on the other side. So that's kind of what we're doing here. So with strength, challenge your balance. If you need to reach down, it's perfectly fine. If you teeter-totter, also fine. You're just training some muscles in your body to catch you. We'll lift our knees up with trying not at first to touch the ground. It's okay if you do. Lifting up the knees. And then from here, we'll plant the hands down. Turn the toes to the long side of the mat, facing back. We're going to extend our right leg out to the side. So instead of going back and forth like we did the other time, we're just going to hold this into a stretch. So if you are craving more of a figure 4 stretch, welcome to sit those sit bones down and reach over those right toes. If you're craving some balance challenge, and that's where you're feeling, you can reach around, grab your blocks in case you need, frame the left knee. We'll take a figure 4 toe stand. This is our final challenge for today's practice. You'll bring that right leg back in and cross it over top as a nice little figure 4. Keeping the hands down as an option, or maybe floating one arm, maybe the other into a prayer. Falling is perfectly normal. But whatever you're doing, if that's a figure 4, you can hold that as well. This is our last little series. So if you're craving more challenge, go there. If you're craving more of a stretch and slowing down, go there. 2 more breaths wherever you are exploring. And either with your hands walking across or lifting up and finding that strength, we'll come over and drop down into that right knee. And I'll take the same options for this right side. So either staying here as a nice middle ground, dropping those sit bones down, rolling into a figure 4 for more of a stretch and calming focus. Or if you want to explore a nice little challenge, You can come into that figure 4 toe stand, crossing your left ankle over your right knee, floating maybe one hand or maybe the other, finding a drishti or a focal point, something that's not moving. And again, whatever you're exploring, we'll just hold for about 3 more breaths. And from here, with that left leg outstretched, we'll guide it to meet the right, turning back to the short side of our mat. Lift up those sit bones, fold down, open up the hamstrings, the back of the legs. And like a rag doll, we'll slowly roll up vertebra by vertebra until our head and shoulders are the last to meet. Shoulders roll back and away. Just take a moment here to breathe. Inhale, take the hands high. Exhale, we'll fold all the way down, deep forward fold. Chest and thighs connect. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, walk your hands forward into your plank briefly. Drop your knees down, cross your ankles, roll through seated. Give your legs a nice little shake. And we'll lower vertebra by vertebra, palms facing up, until your head and shoulders are the last to meet on your mat into your full Shavasana. Take a full body scan. How are you feeling? Do you want a supine twist like we started? Are your inner thighs craving a little opening with a supine butterfly? Are you wanting to take your legs high and drain that lactic acid down from all of that amazing strength that they brought you to your practice? Kind of in a theme this week of allowing yourself to tune in of where you need to go and how you want to close out your practice. Maybe you want a happy baby, peace fingers reach through and grabbing those big toes, bottoms of the feet face high. Explore them all, explore none of them. Maybe you're just perfectly content lying flat on your mat. All of our bodies show up for us differently. What I did yesterday may have been entirely different than what you did, or even this morning, or even past history. And so really tuning in on how your individual body showed up for you on your mat this morning, how it responded to the flow that I guided you through, is how you should close out your practice. If you are finding some movement, give yourself a few more breaths. Make sure you even yourself out. And then don't forget to come back to your Shavasana. Fully resting down, maybe one hand comes to your heart, one hand to your belly to focus energy inward, or resting down by your side. Hanging in Shavasana once you get there for a little bit longer to fully assimilate all we have done. It's one of the most beautiful postures in class because it really reminds us why we're on our mats. It brings gratitude and thanks back to your body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes for all the strength, length, and beauty you brought to your practice. It allows you yourself to come back to your normal breath before you get off your mats. And it allows yourself to come back to that intention. Enjoy the stillness before you get off your mat. So truly embrace this. Few more breaths, no rush at all. And when you're ready to bring some awareness and movement to your body, first start with your extremities, wiggling the fingers and toes, rolling out the wrists and the ankles. And then slowly move joint by joint up to the body until the shoulders and hips meet into the center. And then roll to your right side. Take 3 breaths there before you press yourself up. There's no rush. If you're staying on your mat, that's perfectly fine. Just know that I'm seated with my hands at heart center, and I'd like to thank you all for joining me for your yoga practice this morning. It was an honor to create some heat throughout your body, guide you through a flow, hopefully offering a new challenge that you may not have experienced. Maybe you tried it, maybe you tuned in to your own body and listened to what you need. Most importantly, knowing that both of those are practicing yoga. So thank you again. All my light and all my love honors, acknowledges, and celebrates the beautiful bright light in each and every one of you. Namaste.